be starting with Asian dragons, and hopefully, if you are not feeling too well looking at this beautiful art together, will hopefully lift your spirits. So here we have this beautiful golden temple dragon. Let's have a look at what else is there. So let's start with their biology. It says the Asian dragon family includes a wide variety of long, serpentine, four-legged dragons with prehensile tails. Asian dragons are unique in that they are in the order of flightless dragons, Dracopedia, like drakes, but are capable of limited flight. The reason for this is because they do not possess dedicated appendages for flight like dragons and dragonettes. Instead, an Asian dragon uses a unique construction of frills along its body to glide or swim through the air. Asian dragons come in a wide variety of colours, sizes and shapes, and can live in a wide range of habitats, from the mountains of the Tibetan Himalayas to the jungles of Vietnam to the Philippines and into India. Because of the Asian dragon's similarity to the Arctic dragon, many species are often miscategorized. This mistake is understandable, since the Asian and Arctic dragon species share some habitats in Asia and are often depicted interchangeably in classical Asian art. However, the two families are very different. Asian dragons do not grow fur, nor do they live above the Arctic Circle. Arctic dragons, in turn, do not have the gliding ability of the Asian species or a prehensile tail. Asian dragons are omnivores, eating fruits, bamboo and meat as it is available. In the winter, in the northern areas of its range, the Asian dragon will migrate to warmer climates. Let's have a look at the sketches back on this side. We have this sketch of an Asian dragon head. Says the Asian dragon commonly displays its whiskers to sense close range movement. And here we have this beautiful bamboo forest landscape. It says Asian dragon habitat. Bamboo forests provide an ideal environment, but their gradual disappearance serpentine body is able to constrict around an enemy, similar to the worm, and its forelegs are equipped with sharp talons for fighting. They have a jaw of sharp teeth, and a few species possess the ability to spit a caustic expectorant to frighten enemies. If the Asian dragon were not so reclusive and shy, it would be far more dangerous to humans, but there are very few injuries attributed to it. And then we have this little image of an Asian dragon egg, 8 feet 20 centimeters. A rich ivory to an antique gold, and very even in surface finish, the egg of the Asian dragon is revered as a magical object. It looks like a bit more yellowish version of a piece of topaz. Next we have the history. It says, beautiful and elegant creatures, the Asian dragons are revered in many Eastern countries and are heralded as sacred animals in the Shinto, Hindu and Buddhist religions. The depictions of the Asian dragon in art, architecture, clothing and crafts are extensive throughout all Asian countries, and references in libraries and museums are readily available. The smaller variants of Asian dragon, such as the bonsai and Fuji species, have long been kept and bred in Asian cultures as traditional companions to emperors and powerful warlords. Today, the Asian dragon is protected by the government of China, Vietnam, Korea, and Japan. Although they are difficult to keep alive in captivity, the Hong Kong Zoological and Botanical Gardens has a breeding pair of Asian temple dragons in their collection and hope to have offspring soon. In Europe and America, it is illegal to privately own any species or breed of Asian dragon without a permit. There is, however, a lucrative trade in Asian dragons intended for illegal zoos, private collections, and illegal dragon fighting. The tradition of using Asian dragons for fighting goes back centuries, but the governments of Thailand, Myanmar, and China, along with a consortium of other dragon conservation trusts led by the World Dragon Protection Fund, have collaborated to put a stop to illegal Asian dragon trafficking and fighting. It is believed that thousands of Asian dragons have been saved as a result of such efforts. So now we'll be looking at the different subspecies of Asian dragons. Apologies, I was just adjusting my lighting. It was a little too bright in my face. So, first off here, we have the jade dragon. This one. It says, the jade dragon was once found throughout most of Southeast Asia in the nations of Cambodia, Thailand, and Myanmar, where the diminutive species was kept as a good luck pet for the Kaichenland jade miners for thousands of years. Extensive jade mining devastated the jade dragon's ecosystem, but protective dragon sanctuaries in Asia have been developed to protect this endangered dragon species. So let's have a look at the specifications. Its size is 3 feet 91 centimeters. Distribution Southeast Asia. Recognition long, frilled green body with green markings all here. This kind of frilly bit gives it almost like it would be some kind of swamp themed dragon. indigenous dragon. Conservation status: critically endangered. And now we have the temple dragon that we saw before. Almost has like tiger stripes on its body. It says, for as long as can be remembered, the temple dragon has been a presence in the realm of man. Its influence and representation in art go back thousands of years. It is believed by some that an extended family of these extraordinary creatures thrived centuries ago in a monastery in the eastern Shandong province of China, bringing us the species we know today. Here we have the specifications. Size 30 feet 9 meters. Distribution: Southern Asia, including India and Southeast Asia. Recognition is unusual. Locomotion is its most distinct feature. Habitat: mountain forests, temples, shrines, and monasteries. Diet: omnivore. Common names: ribbon dragon, temple dragon. Conservation status: critically endangered. Someone has just started to mow their lawn. Perfect timing. Perhaps I will wait till they are done, and we will come back to the bonsai dragon. Sorry about that. I am back now. That didn't take too long. So, now we have the bonsai dragon. It says, the bonsai dragon, bred extensively as a pet throughout Asia for its diminutive size, the tiny bonsai dragon is now effectively extinct in the wild, but still popular as a status pet by the new emerging upper classes in Asia. Bred in a range of colours and patterns, in its natural form, the bonsai dragon takes on a mottled pattern of earth tones. He's quite a cute little guy. Very gremlin-like. And I mean that in a positive way. Let's look at the specifications. There's size 14 inches 36 centimeters. Distribution: Asia. Recognition: small size, irregular frilling. I'll finish off with this and then I'll stop again because they've started mowing. Habitat: forest, bamboo groves. Diet: omnivore. Common names: rattling, benji. Conservation status: extinct in the wild. I think rattling is a bit of an insult. I think he's quite cute. I'll be back in a moment once they have again stopped mowing their grass. Okay. It seems every time it is silent. And I think this will be a good time to record because there is no outside noise and nobody is doing anything. As soon as I get into the swing of things, someone decides how it is time to mow the lawn or sort through trash or whatever. Anyway, let's continue on with the imperial dragon. It says, the imperial dragon was revered as a sacred It's a species that caused travellers to fear that wooded areas were haunted. The Korean dragon is now endangered and rarely encountered. And the specifications here are size 4 feet, 1.2 meters, distribution, Southeast Asia, especially Korean Peninsula, recognition, earthy grey leafy frills with a distinct blue-green hue to the cranial crest. This part here, it reminds me of that one dinosaur. I don't remember the name of it, but I'll put a photo up. Habitat, forest, higher elevations and mountainous regions. Diet, omnivore, smaller mammals such as shrews, moles, hares and bats. Common names, Yong, Kogyo, dragon. I think that's how you pronounce that. I know that's Yo. I'm unsure, I'll check afterwards. Conservation status, critically endangered. Now we have the Himalayan dragon. It's a very beautiful blue and blue-green turquoisey colour. It says, the Himalayan dragon is one of the few Asian dragons that still thrives in the wild, due in part to its habitat being so remote and inhospitable. A protective sanctuary was established in 1999 inside the Shea Phoksundo National Park in Nepal. The Himalayan has a healthy presence in the park and is still encountered in the upper reaches of mountains to the west. During long winters, it will hide itself away in a near hibernation state to emerge in great numbers during the first warm spring days. It's very pretty. I like his little beard bit here. Specifications are size 5 feet 1.5 meters, distribution northwestern China, Nepal, recognition dual frills on head and a long abdomen, habitat subalpine forest, diet omnivore, common names sleeping dragon, dream thief, blue shepgo. She'll look up a translation for that as well. Conservation status, endangered. I like dream thief. It's a very unique name. Now we have the spirit dragon. It says, the white spirit or ghost dragon was considered a myth until its discovery in the late 19th century by European explorers to the Asian interior. Avoiding contact with man, the white dragon eluded study until recently, when found in the snowy mountains along the Chinese and Nepal border. Unlike its cousin, the Himalayan dragon, this creature has remained hidden by the snow and cloud cover in its regional habitat, offering human eyes little more than glimpses over many centuries. Here's a very, very distinct face here, kind of like with this big pointed lower jaw. It kind of reminds me of imaginations of what the saber-toothed tiger looked like, mixed with the white tiger that we know today. Its specifications are 10 feet 3 meters, distribution Tibetan mountains, Nianchen and Gangtai's ranges, recognition extinct list. The Fuji dragon is unique in that the only living specimens have been found on the slopes of Mount Fuji in Japan. This is unusual for Asian dragons, which usually prefer densely populated forests, but the rocky and rugged terrain of the lower volcanic mountain allow this diminutive dragon to hunt small mammals, insects, and reptiles. Pilgrims climbing Mount Fuji take great pride in the rare spotting a Fuji dragon, and it is considered a blessing of good fortune. I think if I were also to see this in the wild as I was climbing, I would also see it as a blessing. Its specifications are 16 inches 41 centimeters. Distribution: Central Japan, Mount Fuji. Recognition: elongated serpentine body with black and blue markings, antlers on males. So this image here then is of a male with the antlers, and has a reminds me of a gharial snout. Its habitat: mountainous. Diet: omnivore. Common names: Shogun dragon, Shanglong, mountain dragon, Fuji dragon. Conservation status: near extinct. And I think that is it for our Asian dragons. We have these beautiful full body images, a much larger spread than the smaller amphipters. But next time we will be looking at the sea orcs. But again, that is for next time.